thank you all. And you probably didn't see this one coming, but we're gonna start with this one. So if I can ask everyone to raise yourself up, and I will need one person who can. You want to join me in here? So what we're gonna do? We're gonna find a partner, and basically it would be super great if you can find someone that you haven't talked to yet. If that's not an option, you can just take any. So the game goes like this. We're gonna clap on the tide, and then we're gonna choose independently, strong independent choices. I do not mirror you, you do not mirror me. We're gonna go one of the three directions, either up, or this is left, or right. So it goes like this. You're gonna choose any direction of the three, and every other one goes down. So find a partner and just start rehearsing. We're gonna have more instructions soon. Make sure that they're going to be included. So the next part is that whenever you go same direction, so if you go both here, the next one will be here, and then we're going to do high 10. And then we're going to continue our own independent, we do another one. Every time we go to same direction, we're going to do a high 10. Find a new partner. Additionally, whenever you see that you are failing, both of you being something in the direction of, anything that makes you comfortable, it could be like, yay, or it could be like, yay! You just try to find that we are too loud, sorry about that. This is enough clapping. Now it's time for reflection. What is different now? Anything in a style of popcorn. What is different than when you just sit down in this room? It's warmer. Warmer?
Yeah. My cheeks are aching from laughing. Beautiful.
Anything else?
Energy up. Focus.
Focus.
Human connection. It was fun.
Yeah.
Two
ready.
more.
Ready.
Hmm?
Just ready.
Ready.
Ready for what's coming next.
One more. Ooh, it needs to be the perfect one.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Energize?
It was the option, no pressure.
We use the no pressure. All right. Why we did this little rehearsal, not only to harass the other room, but also to, because this is, I could speak about what's the benefits of games, but I think you could never understand in this level. And basically, as far as I can see, there is no game that is only a game. You can always put the real life reflection in there. I'm gonna have some games to explore or explain in here, just to kind of have you in a mindset like, okay, what can I bring to my workplace? There's gonna be at the end some tips and tricks, what I've been feeling that makes sense from the, how do you say that? Yeah, the places where I've been failing. So in order for you don't need to repeat my mistakes, I'm gonna give you those. And before those, we're gonna jump a little bit on the brain science. What are the other reasons why we do this? That to be said, this is me, Sanna Koivu, a super Finnish name. And I moved from Finland to Australia 4 years ago. Yeah, around 2004 or something in that direction, I started to do improvisation. So the games I've been explaining in here, they don't need anything, no equipment. You only need to have the people, probably a clean room, in a way that there's no chairs that you can cross over. But you don't need to have any dice or papers or pens to make this happen. In the Agile world, I've been around 2007 when I started my first Scrum Master-ish job, and I stayed there ever since. I've been always curious about how brain works, how human works, how connection works. So for the last 2 decades, I tried to put in these slides. So I hope you're gonna be enjoying this ride. Oh, and also I'm learning more about that stuff at the moment. I'm in educational leave until next summer, if everything goes well. So this is one of our body parts. Anyone who knows what is the main function of this one?
Cognitive thinking.
Thinking?
Cognitive thinking.
Yes. Not the main function, but yes, it's important.
Moving.
Yeah, also important.
Organ function.
Yeah.
Processing. Is it processing?
Yeah,
Information.
you want me to spoil? It's to keep us alive. Because if we are not alive, there's no point of anything else. So basically, this is fear-based. Most of our decisions are fear-based. And when we think about us as a social animals, it gets super interesting. Whenever we enter a situation, a new and novel situation, our brain does not look like that. It looks like this. And this is just a lot of body parts, brain parts in there. There's hippocampus, which is trying to figure out, have I been in similar situations before? Is this safe for me? There is amygdala, which is checking on my emotions. Is there any threats in here? There is prefrontal cortex, which is like overloading with all kinds of information. What's the first impressions? Is this safe enough environment for me to speak out? Should I just be quiet? Check in the corner a little bit. What kind of risk rewards there are involved in here? Do I need to have a lot of self-control, or can I be more myself? Those kind of questions are going on in there. Additionally, there is mirror neurons, which are trying to figure out, mimicking, understanding the other people. There's social learning, adaptation to the social norms in this room. And basically, this is all the reasons why entering a new domain is so hard. Like you come to a conference by yourself and you're like, I don't know if I want to talk to those people because maybe they're gonna reject me. And that is the fear. That I go to someone and they're gonna be like, I don't want to talk to you. So why would you take the risk? It's just much easier just to have my coffee in this corner and check if there's anyone else who wants to come to talk to me. And you can see the problem in here. If everyone is doing the same, there's gonna be no connection. So what do we do instead? We bring games. Games for new situations like this. When there is a lot of people you don't know, you can bring games like the one that we just did, which is easy. It gets the energy up. There's fun. You're gonna be more relaxed. There's gonna be cheerfulness. Other games that I've been playing in these similar situations, for example, Secret Handshake, where you can also pair up, just meet one person and check what is common with you. For example, one prompt I've been using, like, what is your favorite city in the world? Like, both of you needs to be the favorite city of the world, or at least the city that you both like. And then you're gonna do a secret handshake around that. It contains a gesture and a sound. And after this kind of getting to know not one person, you're gonna change to another person with another kind of prompt, and you're gonna learn to know 3 to 5 people in a totally different way that you would normally do in an organization. So that makes it so much easier to have a conversation, go with them to have a food when you already know, like, okay, this guy also likes catfish. Like, what are the odds? And also our catfish handshake, like, The other part why we want to do games is that it makes our brain more creative. When you have a team that is already maybe established before a retro, you want to do a little bit different. One of these games is Never Have I Ever, which is you start the sentence. Everyone's gonna be maybe having like 10 points. If there's someone like never have I ever eaten a hamburger in a McDonald's, and if there's another one in the team, they're not gonna be losing points. But if there's no one else, they're gonna be like, okay, 1 down for me. And then you can figure out if you lose or win when you have 0 points. Point being that you're gonna learn to connect with your fellow people much more interesting way, beyond the normal work life. And then there is the part where we're gonna be seeing old stuff as new. One example of these kind of games is counting in a group. There's gonna be group, it doesn't matter how many people. I would say 30 is probably too many already. 25 would work. 5 is also perfect. You're gonna be counting together from 1 to 20, but you're not gonna be having any turns. You're gonna be shouting out numbers from 1 to 20. If there is 2 voices at the same time, you're gonna drop back to number 1. And you're gonna make it until you make 20. And when I've been doing this, every now and then, there is like 15 minutes, we haven't been going further than 10. And I'm like, okay, that's great. What did we learn? What's the reflection of that game? And then there are people who are like, oh, I thought that we need to make it to the 20. No, that's never the point of the games. The point of the games is that we're gonna do until we are in the peak of fun. And then we're gonna either change the rules or finish the game. Make sense? So, what other do we have? We have these things called weapons of mass connection. And the connection in here for the religion is that they do this all the time. They do breathing together. They talk together, like all kind of prayers. There is chanting, singing, dancing. All those kind of things are bringing people close together. And the thing is that that's what we do with the gaming as well. First point of the games is that the focus is not on you. Like I said, our brain goes like, oh, damn it. How do I do that? Because there's so many strange people. Instead of that, we're gonna be focusing on the game. oh, this is the rule of the game. Now I'm gonna be super focused, checking if the other person will go same or different direction so we can do the high 10. You don't focus anymore for the other things. You're focusing on the person. There is body language where we are mirroring each other. And anyone who's ever heard about NLP knows that this is the thing. Like if we are doing the same thing, we think that we are same, and this is familiarity for by default. There is also the eye contact. Usually you don't do so long eye contact with the stranger, especially when you're not even talking. Like the one that we just did. When you think about that, like, oh yeah, actually I did look a lot in the other person's eyes. Like, how did that happen? There is also how close we get to go with strangers. Sideways it's okay, but usually we don't get too close like this way because it's kind of a cone shaped thingy. So if I go too close, it's going to be like, no, go a little bit further. I think in Finland that's like 5 meters. So just to give you, it depends, like I think in Spain it's 20 centimeters max. So in the games we have excuses to do this. We also have excuses for physical touch. You don't do so many high 10s, and even a short connection with another human body gives your brain a little bit of oxytocin. And that's a bonding hormone, so whether you like it or not, we are kind of bonding in here. You're welcome. And the main thing why I love games, why I love these kind of things, is this one. It's sharing the humor, having fun together, and having this kind of like, okay, nothing is too serious. It's just all these kind of things, and creating this human connection in a super short time frame. Awesome. So what are the things that we should not do? First of all, there is this part. In this environment, it doesn't matter so much. But in a company setup, as soon as you're gonna bring in the camera, no one wants to be silly anymore. Like everyone who's gonna be like, yeah, oh no, okay, I'm only here for work. So no cameras. If you need to do that, make sure that everyone knows that beforehand. If you just by accident start to be filming in there, like no, that doesn't work out. Let me tell you that. Next part is super important, and this is also the question I usually get. It's always an invitation. Connected with this one is that no is a total sentence. If there is a person who's gonna be like, I'm not gonna do that kind of game, I'm only here for the work, you need to respect that. And connected to this one is, you need to know your team. Bring only the games that makes them stretch a little bit. Baby steps. Oh, actually we do have baby steps later as well. But it's important to know that they are able to take this. You don't need to be doing like a full-blown improvisation game in there. You can start with Never Have I Ever or Danish clapping, and you can explain that, yeah, we want to do this because it gets the brain flowing with the oxytocin and all that kind of stuff. And it makes us more creative. And if they still say no, they are welcome to watch. Let the other team have fun, and maybe later they're gonna be brave enough to join you in the next week or a week after that. Do what you love. Pick a game that you feel enthusiastic about and you're like, yes, this is the best game ever, one of them. If you're gonna be having a game that like, I don't know about this, but maybe they will like it. Let me spoil it to you, they will not. If your maximum percentage of the game will be 40%, no one will follow you over that one. Unless they know the game already and are really enthusiastic about that, but that never happens, especially in a composite setup. So if you're 100% in, there are people who are gonna be following you maybe 60%. And that's already great. That's much better than most of the times I've been doing games. Which kind of is about this baby step. if you are forcing people to be playful, the only thing that you're gonna get out of there is a counter force. They're gonna be like, next time you're gonna bring another game, they're gonna be like, no, last time I failed and you took a video out of that, posted it in Instagram, I'm never gonna do that again. I learned from one time. Speaking about failing, make sure you fail. Pick a game, if possible, where you cannot be failing. Let everyone see that this is also a game that struggles for you. Because if you're gonna be perfect, everyone else will try to follow you and be a perfect person in there. Because we've been, in the keynotes this morning, we also talk about failing and learning from there. And the games are actually made for failing. And this is how we're gonna get the A+, by failing and showing everyone like this is an environment where we really want to do failing. And afterwards, when you're done with your game, when team is gone, you want to feel energetic. You want the other people to feel energetic. If there's any other feelings in there, like deep shame or like regrets, you probably want to recheck. What did you do? What do you want to change in there to make sure that this is what we want to have? When we are playing, when we are having these nice little games, everyone wants to be energetic afterwards. So yeah, it's a tryout, that's how you learn.